An amazing fact emerging at this year's Mobile World Congress is that the secondary mobile market, running at $25 billion and rising, now exceeds the demand for new products. B-Stock is the world's largest B2B marketplace for trade-in and return mobiles and devices. And here in Barcelona, I'm joined by its VP of Mobile, Sean Cleland. Sean, this is staggering. I mean, why is it happening?
Well, it's happening, I think you're seeing it for a couple of reasons. One, just the cost of devices these days is so high that the consumer still wants new technology. And a great way to get that is when it's used. So the secondary market, I think you're seeing a lot of the carriers, trade-in companies, and even some of the OEMs take to this model and really embrace the secondary market, which is why that growth has really spiked.
Yes, especially, I think it was yesterday, Huawei announced their new smartphone coming in at a bargain $2,299.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Samsung coming in, when you want that new technology, it's expensive. There's still the early adopter out there, but finding a way for the consumer to get into those products, maybe 6 months, a year down the line, they're doing that in the secondary market. It's pretty amazing.
But I think what's very important in the secondary market is something called R2 certification. Tell us a bit more about that.
That's right. What we're seeing is companies really adopt responsible recycling methods and really paying very close attention to data. The R2 program, the R2 certification, it really is setting boundaries around the industry and setting standards for here's how to handle product that's wasteful, here's how to responsibly repair, here's standards for data clearing. Really, really important because you want the devices that make their way out into the secondary market. The consumer still wants quality. And using certifications, using companies that follow those certifications like R2, super important to get good product out there.
And also, I think you're working on something called Universal Conditioning Codes with someone, the CTIA?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's been great is the CTIA as an industry organization for mobile in the United States has really taken the participants in the industry from the manufacturers all the way down to software providers and has said, okay, how do we come together as an industry and set up grading standards for the secondary market? Meaning, what sort of quality is the device? Is it all the way to a like new? It may have some cosmetic blemishes, that's okay. It's a grade A or B, all the way down to functionality of broken devices. So really getting the entire industry together and deciding, all right, here's how we want to talk about product that's not new, which is really revolutionary. You've seen, it follows closely the car industry, where they're certified pre-owned cars and everybody's branding that. Now you have another industry that's really taking to how do we get refurb and pre-owned product out there and graded correctly. Pretty interesting shift.
That's a good comparison actually. That made it clear for me. So if I'm a telco faced with this situation, what are some of the things I need to look out for?
Yeah, great question. The biggest things for us is we're seeing carriers, manufacturers, you name it, all the folks in the industry, they're bringing a lot of the processing and responsibility in-house. The reliance on third-party companies is really changing. There's some physical handling happening, but at B-Stock, what we're telling companies to look out for is, get the best recommendations for what the industry is doing, follow the certifications, adopt these grading criteria, but then also own the data. I think that's one of the things where we're really helping the industry. These companies can now bring inventory, process it in-house. Our platform gives them visibility to pricing, where it's going, how it's moving through the secondary market. Phones essentially have a license plate. There's an IMEI number on all of them. So getting responsible with your processes and then consuming the data around it is really changing it. So I think that's what we encourage these companies to do. We enable it with our platform. So it's been nice to see that transition take place.
Okay, well, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.